Tesla has officially opened its first store and service center on Native American land in Nambe Pueblo, New Mexico. The opening of the center is a win for the company as it continues to fight for the right to sell electric vehicles directly to consumers without traditional third-party dealerships. But, just like many other states, New Mexico has laws in place that ban car manufacturers from selling EVs to consumers directly. These bans come from outdated laws that were introduced to protect car dealers from their suppliers. Was Tesla able to bypass this law, and what steps did they need to take to do it? Let's talk about all of that and more in this video. Welcome to my YouVerse, the space where all things tech get the spotlight. If you're new here, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel for your dose of Tesla and tech trend news, reviews, and other insights into the tech world. Designing and manufacturing a car brand that people want and love is one thing. Tesla's been able to do that successfully, as seen by how much clamor there is for both the Tesla brand and its CEO, Elon Musk. But if you think that building stunning and cutting-edge vehicles is the most difficult part, then think again. Pacifying investors, negotiating legal matters, working on the automobile's logistics, and obtaining the permission to actually sell those EVs has actually proven to be a much bigger feat for Tesla. And while it's difficult to say how many states are opposed to Tesla opening dealerships, I can name 16 that actually have legislations in place that would prohibit this. There are also 9 states that restrict the number of Tesla dealerships that can be opened. Specifically, Colorado, Georgia, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia each have one-person restriction. These numbers don't include the galleries that Tesla has opened in some states where you can look at the vehicles and ask questions. They're like a showroom, except you can't even talk about buying a car. Simply put, the main idea of the state law is that car manufacturers cannot open a company-owned store next to a third-party dealer after they have invested to sell their cars. New car dealerships are using this archaic law to block companies like Tesla that don't have deals with third-party franchise dealers from selling cars directly to consumers. Through the years, EV manufacturers have been looking for ways to bypass the law in different states, and they've also had some wins in getting the dealer franchise laws revised so that they can open some outlets and sell or service their EVs freely. Sadly for Tesla, it's run into some tougher opposition from some states like Arkansas, Connecticut, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Iowa, Michigan, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Texas. As a workaround, Tesla opened a service center close to the border of New Mexico in El Paso, Texas. In 2019, Tesla lobbied for a new law in New Mexico with the help of some lawmakers, but the local car dealer associations fought back hard and eventually won that battle. The first reason for the state restriction is that Tesla prefers to operate its dealerships in-house instead of the more traditional way wherein local dealerships buy automobiles from the manufacturers like Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, and others. On Tesla's website, Musk explains why he prefers selling to customers directly. He says, existing franchise dealers have a fundamental conflict of interest between selling gasoline automobiles, which account for the great bulk of their revenue, and selling the new technology of electric cars. It is tough for them to describe the benefits of adopting electric without harming their traditional business at the same time. Tesla also emphasizes that unlike other car brands, its pricing is standardized, and its sales staff are compensated on salary rather than commission. With this setup, Tesla customers will never be pushed into a purchase, they will never need to negotiate over the price of the automobile, they would never need to question if they could get a better deal elsewhere, or be stumped by add-on products one after the other. Circa the 1930s, automakers created a system that would allow them to focus their efforts on designing and manufacturing vehicles as franchisees took care of selling and servicing them. However, the dealers were a step ahead and lobbied from their state government's protection early on. One of the things that concerned them the most was that car makers could open outlets across theirs, offer customers huge discounts, and essentially kill their business. New Mexico has also been restricting Tesla from selling directly to customers or providing service to vehicles that need repairs, but there seems to be a loophole in the state's ban, which the Tesla team was able to circumvent by opening a sales, service, and delivery center in Nambe Pueblo, a census-designated village in Santa Fe County. Nambe Pueblo is a tribal land that is not subject to laws that have prevented Tesla from opening stores elsewhere from the state. You might remember that in 2016, Tesla sued Michigan, challenging the state's refusal to allow Tesla to sell vehicles directly to customers. After 3 years of litigation, Michigan customers are now able to buy Tesla vehicles and have them serviced in the very same state. Longer term, this case provides a roadmap for Tesla and other manufacturers who are seeking alternatives to the traditional dealer network distribution model. It's also a blow to efforts by dealer groups to enact state laws to block alternative methods of distribution. Brian Deere, who is the founder and president of the Tesla Owners Club New Mexico, told the New Mexican that the new Tesla Center changes everything for owners and that it would help boost electric vehicle sales. It's a gigantic thing for New Mexico, Deere said. It's such a significant milestone. Alabama, Louisiana, and New Mexico are 3 states that have the most stringent rules prohibiting Tesla from selling their EVs and operating their repair. This causes Tesla owners a lot of inconvenience. Time, travel, and thousands of dollars would be required just to have a Tesla EV shipped or repaired. Tesla's outlet in New Mexico is a win that will allow the automaker to provide services to its customers in the Santa Fe region. It could become a new approach for the company that could also potentially boost the local economy on tribal land. The tribal officials who brokered the deal shared that allowing the dealership in their land supports their interests and values, such as caring for the environment. They called Tesla's service center a renewable business that lines up with their belief system. Car dealership advocates say that while they respect the tribe's decision to allow direct sales of EV to the public, they hope that customers would acquire their EVs from manufacturers that abide by state law. According to Ken Ortiz, president of the New Mexico Automotive Dealers Association, dealers are needed to make prices more competitive and to service vehicles in more parts of the state. We have the competition and the expertise, he said. We're in your local communities. We contribute to the taxes. On the other hand, a spokesperson for the National Automobile Dealers Association told the New York Times in 2015 that dealers make thrice as much profit from service as they do from selling new cars. An electric vehicle is devoid of an engine and a transmission. It does not require an air filter, cylinder belts, fan belts, spark plugs, and timing belts. Oil changes, tune-ups, or emission testings are completely unnecessary. In this regard, Bruce Becker, president of the Connecticut Electric Vehicle Club, said that the vast majority of their money comes from service. Car dealers view the electric car as an existential danger to their servicing business. These vehicle dealerships do not want to lose money. In other news, Musk praised Chinese vehicle manufacturers, calling them the most competitive in the world during an online forum at the World Energy Vehicle Congress in Hainan, China. He also highlighted China's potential as a market for EVs and pointed out that Chinese automakers have some of the best software, which he believes would shape the future of the EV industry. China is, without a doubt, one of the world's largest markets for electric cars. It plays a critical role for Tesla, particularly after the company's image took a beating following allegations that hurt its reputation in the country. In April 2021, a dissatisfied Tesla owner protested an alleged brake failure in her car during the Shanghai Auto Show. This went viral on Chinese social networks, and it prompted the government to subject Tesla to a serious regulatory scrutiny around the safety of its course, customer service, data, and privacy. When Tesla broke ground in its Gigafactory in Shanghai in 2019, it was seen as an attempt by the Chinese government to allow more foreign companies in. Initially, Tesla was welcomed with open arms and even allowed to own 100% of its local operations. Things took a bit of a turn, however, when the Chinese government offered to store all of the data gathered by Tesla's electric cars locally. This came after several Tesla owners, who were also government employees, were banned from entering or parking their cars inside military compounds and some government institutions, following concerns that their cameras could leak confidential information to third parties. Fortunately, this was settled amicably by Tesla pledging to abide by government orders and establish some of its data centers in China. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Tesla and tech updates right on this space.